December 18th always sticks in my head because it's 1 week before Christmas. And I'm like, oh, wait, I haven't done this shopping and that shopping.
We're going Christmas shopping later today to try and finish everything off. We've been like busy doing other stuff this year.
Yeah,
so I did
London.
We got a few things there.
Sure.
But, we did some online shopping but now it's like yesterday after we recorded, I went and did all the wrapping. And so now I'm like aware of what I got everybody.
Right.
And there's a few gaps that need to be filled in.
I'm super behind. And my kids are not helpful because I'm asking them a month ago, well, what do you want for Christmas? I don't know. I don't really need anything.
Yeah.
It's nice. Nice that they're grateful for what they have and they're not always like, well, I want this and I want that and I want blah, blah, blah. And then some things that they do want to do, like, go clothes shopping, like you can't, they're teenagers. You can't do that for them.
Yeah.
At least I can. I
was thinking of just getting some gift cards to some shops for them. Cause same thing, they need some new clothes. They're like, but I'm not going to pick the right stuff, So I thought I'd just get them some gift cards.
Right. And that's a good suggestion, especially for other family members like my sister or my mom. When they ask me, well, what do the girls need? I'm always like, the bookstore. The gift card for the bookstore is always a good idea in my house because my kids are readers.
A couple of things that are like wooden like wooden tools for knitting. So I asked for a hap stretcher. And I asked for a Tudor peg loom. I just learned about those, and those are pretty cool. So a hap stretcher is like, it's a square of wood, and then there's like little dowels every 3 inches or so, and you thread through the points of your shawl and put them around the dowels and tension it that way,
Right.
So
and for viewers that don't know, a hap is a traditional shawl and it's square.
Yeah, square shawl.
So it can be a baby blanket, or it can be worn, folded in half like a triangle and worn as a shawl for, a mother. And I want to make one, even though I don't have babies, but I still want to make one.
They're fun. I've done one. It's nice. Gudrun Johnston's well-known. She is a well-known hap.
I have her pattern. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good one. But, and then the peg loom is basically like a 2x4 with bigger dowels that are stuck in it. You do the weaving around, you thread through those dowels, and that dangles down. And then you do the weaving on the dowels, lift the dowel up and push it down onto the thread. And it's just a very compact loom, and you can do like rag rugs and things like that.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
So I just saw it and I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I told my husband, and of course he's like, I can make both of those. So he went out and bought a drill press. Because it's an awful lot of, the holes to be drilled. So he got a new toy. So he's happy about that. But then he's also decided he's going to have the kids make it with him. And they haven't done it yet. So
whenever my husband says, I could make that, I'm like, well, I know that. But A, are you going to? B, do you have time? I'm sure that he can. It's a matter of time. So here's a question for you. I have several.
Okay.
So in a previous video, I forget which one, but we were talking about, I think it was day 15 with Debbie from Murky Depth. And she was talking about Mr. Murky. And I often refer to my husband as Mr. Pearl, and he thinks it's funny. So somebody left a comment of that video and said, is there a Mr. Know-It-All?
He likes to think so.
Or is he Mr. I do know how?
No, well, he likes to think that too. No, I don't know. It's weird doing this because you do have a family and it is part of your life, and you do talk about them. So I never hid the fact that his name's Adam. His name's Adam. I just call him Adam.
Yeah.
But I also like very rarely post pictures of him, almost never talk about him on social media because he's not into that at all.
Right. And it's the same with my husband too. But he likes it when I call him Mr. Pearl because he's hoping that my business takes off to the point at some point that it's easier for him to retire. And he's like, yeah, yes, go do that. Yes, host a retreat, teach a class, do whatever you got to do. He's like super supportive, you know, and I know Adam is as well. And, but, you know.
I like the idea of Mr. I Know It All though.
Mr. Know It All. I think it was one of my patrons. You should go back and look at that comment.
I'll have to go back and see. I do try and keep up with the comments, but some of them come in after I go and look. So
sure, and just the time difference and stuff. I just laughed when I saw that though. Okay, then my second question for you. Okay.
This feels very serious.
It is. We're leading into the chicken report, so let's just do that.
Okay. Do you want to ask the question first?
Yes, it's related to the chicken report.
Okay, go ahead.
So day 16.
Someone was asking, why don't you just weigh the hanks?
No. Day 16. Day 16, I thought was like, you know, tulips. You thought it was the butterfly. We were both wrong.
Oh, have you seen what it is? What is it? I haven't seen what it is.
The seahorse himself.
It's the seahorse. How many times have I brought up the seahorse? I brought up the seahorse like 5 times. It's finally the seahorse, and I don't guess the seahorse. Good grief. It's killing me.
I laughed. I totally laughed when I saw that on the Fiber Seed Instagram. I was like,
come on.
It cracked me up. So, yeah, sorry. Look, Anne's all pissed off.
It's been a lot. In my defense, I was thinking about this the other day. It's been a good 11 years since I was reading these books to my children. So I got one. Okay,
let's have let's go ahead with the chicken report.
Chicken report. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Sound effects to go with the graphic. Okay, so here I am. Here's yesterday's yarn all knit up. And I made a conscientious decision because these are all my little odds and ends from stopping early because I wasn't going to have enough, right? And I was like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. If I have one of these little odds and ends, plus my other ones from other projects, any of those will work with, blending in with the thing. I'm just going to go for it. And then I'll use one of these little bits to end it up. So I ended up there. And then this much more is like this yarn here.
Okay. So if you are in the middle of a row like that, because inquiring minds want to know, do you just overlay your strands and keep knitting, or do you do the Russian join, or do you just tie a little knot, or what do you do?
It's totally open. I just drop it and start it with the next one. And then I'll go back and weave this end in one way and the other one the other way so they cross.
Why not do it as you go?
Because I don't like how that looks.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't like how it looks. I do the weave in where you actually follow the path of the yarn.
Oh, duplicate stitch. Yeah.
The duplicate stitch one. Yeah. So it's much better hidden.
That's true.
And more secure. Because a month ago or something, someone during one of the online knit alongs was like, you should do weave in Steven. And I was like, what is that? And it's just doing it as you go. It's just, and so I did do it a few times, but I found that I needed to leave a tail and go back and weave it in the other way in order to secure it. And at that point I was like, well, I'm just weaving it in anyway then.
Right.
So
what I want to know though, is if you took both strands and overlapped them, the end here and the end here, and you overlap them and then you knit them, isn't that the same as doing your duplicate stitch thing?
Yeah, I suppose so. But I do duplicate stitch in one direction and then drop down a row and do it back. So you have it
with the same tail.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So again, I could do that, but then I'd have to go back and weave it back the other direction.
If you did. Yeah. If you felt you needed to.
Yeah. Which I do. I feel like especially like if it was a grippy yarn, that wouldn't be an issue. It would stay in place. But with superwash merino, it's not grippy enough. You get the movement with the yarn. So I would go back and weave it back.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a little odd today. I do apologize. I'm kind of done.
You're all out of sorts because of the seahorse.
Freaking seahorse.
Okay.
Well, that is good to know that's the seahorse though.
And so then what was your guess for day 17 then? What's your guess for the one?
So this one is the seahorse?
Yes.
Son of a... I don't know what I have no idea what this one is, but I'm guessing it's something to do with the Father Seahorse book because it's very oceany. It looks like background, like ocean and sand. Maybe we're going back to the background. I don't know. Lindsay, you win. I give up.
You only have a week left. Come on now.
I know.
All right. What do we have today?
7 more days. Ooh, that's pretty. This is definitely, we're going into some aquatic areas again. So this is more tan and orange. Got some orange in there and blue.
Beachy.
Very beachy.
Ooh.
So that's going to look nice together.
This project has been a lot of fun for me to watch.
Yeah. It's so colorful. I can't wait to wear it. I need to take like an hour and go through and weave in all the ends I have so far. I did that after the first week. It didn't take very long. It's like 20 ends.
Yeah, just do it when you watch your Christmas movie.
Yeah. And just have them done so I can actually like enjoy it once it's over.
What was last night's Christmas movie?
Last night's Christmas movie, we watched the Claymation SpongeBob special. That was one. Adam had a meeting, so we only had like an hour and 15 minutes before he had to leave. So we watched that. And then there's there's a really cute 30-minute one on Netflix now called Robin. And it's about a robin that is taken in by a family of mice and raised as a mouse.
But it's a robin.
And he thinks that he's a mouse. Like he knows he's a bird, but he behaves like a mouse. He like fluffs his feathers up so he has mouse ears and he never flies, and they go in these homes and are very sneaky because they're mice, but he's like a bird. So he's like knocking into everything and because he's not sneaky. That's not what he is. And then eventually he embraces what he is. And it's just a cute, 30-minute. And it's not even really, it takes place at Christmas. There's Christmas decorations that are part of the story, but it's not really a Christmas story. It just takes place at Christmas. But all the characters are felted.
Wow.
Yeah, the mice and all the birds. There's different birds in it. So that there's a cat. Gillian Anderson plays the cat. It's done by Aardman, who does Wallace and Gromit, but instead of clay, it's all felted. That's
really cool. I'm gonna have to go check that out.
It's just 30 minutes. Robin, the writing for the songs is awful. I was like, how did this get passed? But the story itself is cute and the visuals were fun. Yeah.
Cool. Day 18.
Anyway. Okay.
I'm so excited. It's more plum.
Oh, it's like very plum now. Now it's like getting out of the grayness. It's like less gray and more plummy.
So this is 18.
Okay.
You're 16 and 17. So all the tealy business, that's all gone. That's gone now. And
and there's like less gray.
Yeah. And it's
more cheerful.
For sure.
Yeah. I like that. I like it a lot.
I do too. I'm loving it.
Yay. We explore some British yarn.
Yes.
Okay.
Have we had an explorer person in a while?
No, except we just got one. Oh. Bear Grylls.
That's, you know what? I like him. I know some people don't.
I know. He was a little controversial there for a while.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, because with his first TV series, it was sort of presented like he was out there living while they were filming it, and they were filming him doing all the hard stuff, and he was actually living out there. Oh. But it was like they go out and film, and then they go back to the hotel for the night, and then they come back and film.
Oh, okay. I guess.
So then it was like, what? Like it shattered people's worlds to learn he was sleeping in a bed. But okay, so Bear Grylls. On 16th of May, 1998, Bear Grylls achieved his childhood dream of climbing to the summit of Mount Everest in Nepal, 18 months after breaking 3 vertebrae in a parachuting accident.
Wow. Yeah, wasn't he in the military?
Yeah, he was like a ranger or something.
Yeah. Anyway, I know his shows are kind of hokey. I know, but I like him anyway because I like that kind of survival show. I like, that's my, guilty trash TV, reality TV series of like the survival shows and stuff. I love that. Yeah.
So this one is going to be fun to pronounce because it's a Welsh breed. It looks like Len or Lane, but in Welsh, the double L is like. So it's like fun.
So like Alex should leave a comment down below with like phonetic pronunciation.
Yes, please help. And look at it. It's like a really like gingerbready color.
Oh yeah, it looks like caramel.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's fun. Okay, I'm gonna read it. Cleanse.
That probably was pretty close.
That might be, I don't know. People are gonna be like, Aunt, just stop. From Plough Hatch Flock, naturally dyed. Okay, so it's dyed with walnut. Dyed by Alex at Late Night Knits. Sourced from Plough Hatch Farm in West Sussex. The I'm just going to pronounce it like in America. The Len breed is a small Welsh hill sheep. The fleece is fine and white with a Bradford count of 54 to 56. I wonder if that's the micron count. That can't be because this is not that.
No, that's not microns. I don't know what that means. We'll have to Google that.
We'll have to Google. And a staple length of 10 centimeters used for hand knitting and blankets. An average fleece weighs about 2.75 kilograms. Okay. So about 6 pounds, 6.5 pounds. It can be used for fleece or meat. The yarn has a lovely luster, which looks great when dyed. Again, definitely agree. That's fun. And then Alex says, I recently spun up some bats and it was full of lanolin, so it was a really easy spin and makes a lofty, warm fabric. Plough Hatch is a lovely farm which has a great website with info on biodynamic farming. They really believe in what they do, and they also run woolly dye workshops.
Nice.
There you go. Walnut dyed Flane Bellin UK DK.
I hope Alex will come and rescue us with the pronunciation.
I hope she forgives me for everything I just did.
I'm sure she will. Oh my goodness. Okay.
And I will say, I'm like half Welsh, so I'm insulting my own people by getting all of this wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
That's okay. Okay. Day 18, Rocky Mountain National Park. This is from Fangirl Fiber. It doesn't tell me, but I think I remember that correctly. And she's our interview for today as well.
Yay!
Ooh. I was not expecting that.
Oh.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
Yes, obviously she was.
That is a surprise.
Obviously she was assigned the speckle.
The speckle, yeah, I really like that.
I do too. Wow. And that would look, that's going to look fantastic next to the other.
The purple. Yes. Oh, that looks nice. I like that.
Yeah.
It even has like that goldy shade in there too.
It does. It does.
Like from the other.
Right.
Other one. The last part.
Yep.
Very nice.
Oh, she even has a little QR code on there. So this is, look cute. Look how cute. Look at her hair.
It's adorable. It's yarn.
It's adorable.
She's knitting from her hair.
This is Emily. She was our interview from today.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. See you tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Great. Emily, thanks for taking time to join us for this interview today. Emily of Fangirl Fiber. We're happy to have you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome.
First,
Emily.
I need to know about the sweater.
So this is my
oh wait, are those skulls?
Yes, this is my, I'll adjust a little, don't mind my messy background.
Oh, they're not
this
skulls.
This is my Witching Hour Swan Show.
Oh,
it is by Dear Ingenue. I'm probably saying that horribly wrong, but knits, and she also has a normal sweater version of it as well. But I'd love to say I knitted this, but I am not that good at color work. So one of my lovely sample knitters knitted this for me for my Rhinebeck sweater this year, actually.
nice.
Wow, wonderful.
That's
so we wanted to start, Emily, by asking you how you got into hand dyeing.
So how I got into hand dyeing was probably a little backwards, actually. We started first with the notions. I was sitting on the couch one night with my husband and I saw a laser and I'm like, hey, this is a really great idea. Why don't we buy one of these? And he's like, what are we going to do with a laser? Seriously, like you have enough hobbies, wife, like slow your roll. I was like, I promise I'm going to start my Etsy shop. I promise. And he's like, okay, but you actually have to like go forward with this. So I was doing fiber share and the girl I had requested my favorite murder theme stuff. And I was like, okay, well, I looked everywhere, couldn't find. I was like, hey, I have this laser. How about I make her some stitch markers? And it just kind of grew from there. So we started with the stitch markers and doing fandoms. And then way back when, probably about 10 years ago, I used to, dye in my kitchen with some Rit dyes and Lion Brand wool, fisherman's wool, and before indie dyers were a thing, and fell out of knitting for a while. So it's like, hey, why don't I start trying to throw some color on stuff again? And here we are.
Okay, I have to ask, a laser what? I mean, when you say laser to me, I think like say lightsaber. Like, I don't know what you mean when you say laser.
So it is a laser engraving machine.
Oh, engraving machine. I was like,
yeah. So it cuts wood, acrylic, engraves things. I probably don't utilize it nearly as much for all the things it can do, but
okay, I get it now though. I was like, I don't. Yeah. I'm like, kitty pointer. What is she talking about? Okay,
I'd like to see the cats go after that.
Now I understand. I'm a little slow on the uptake sometimes. So
no.
Okay. So what do you feel like makes your products and your shop unique?
So one of the things that I try very hard to do in my shop is when like I release a set of yarn around a theme, I try to coordinate things to it. I try to have matching project bags, matching stitch markers. So if someone's super passionate about the fandom, they can coordinate that whole project around one theme, easy peasy.
Okay.
I love themes. Like that is my go-to. If I can put a theme to something, it's great. So that's kind of what we try to do, which I think sets us apart a little, is you can pick and choose, or you can have the whole package for a project.
Nice.
Wow. What comes in one of your fan boxes that you put together for people?
So my boxes, I absolutely love curating boxes. We do a lot of different types of mini boxes here. So like, for example, the Gilmore Girls one, I'll just use as an example that we did for this holiday season. You had 24 minis and a main skein that was optional if you wanted that. And then it came with, things like popcorn, a Gilmore Girls coffee themed lotion bar, a Gilmore Girls themed Luke Steiner candle that had little cinnamon buns in it, custom made stitch markers that were exclusive to the box. Nice. And then one of the funnest things I thought about with the box is every colorway name coordinates to an episode, and the episode is on the name tag. So as you're going through the box, you can watch the episode day by day to just give a little bit added to that coordinates with the colorway. and kind of just take a little tour through the series of some of my favorite moments, some of the internet's favorite moments, and some of the just personal requests I've gotten from customers of their favorite moments.
Cool.
So you do have so many different fandom boxes. I'm on the page actually. Well, I clicked through the Disney World one. Now I'm back, but you have like The Office, and you have Golden Girls coming up. Are there any of these boxes, these fandom boxes that you've put together that have like just you've been super excited about?
Honestly, like I absolutely loved the first one we did, which was the Bridgerton this last summer. And we did, I believe it was 12 full days, and those colorways are actually all releasing this next year fully when the second season comes out.
They're doing a second season?
Yes, they are.
I think until Squid Games came out, that was like their #1 watch show on Netflix.
Oh, I don't care anything about Squid Games. Yeah. That's horrible. I don't care about that. I want to watch. I want to watch Bridgerton all over again. And then watch the second season. Yeah,
my husband even sat through that one for me.
Yeah, I don't care if my husband watches it or not. I'm going to watch it.
But all those colorways will be coming out this next year. But it was very light and pastel and little hints of that bright. Jessica Anderson Designs, actually, she did a wrap for us, and it's called the Lady Whistledown wrap, and it takes 12 minis and 1 full skein, and it ends up looking like this beautiful, like vintagey, like summer wrap that you could wear promenading. I love it so hard. So, but that's probably my favorite one that we've done so far.
Awesome.
As you're working, I mean, you've touched on, you do have a broad variety of products. You have your yarn, you have the stitch markers, you have cross stitch things that you do as well. Yep. Is there any, do you have like a favorite yarn base that you use, or a favorite color you find yourself coming back to all the time?
So one that I keep coming back to is our Winter and Valeris colorway. It's based off the Cord and Thorns of Roses books, which I think are very popular across the knitting community. And it's a light silver gray with just maroon and blue speckles in it. And it's an amazing neutral. Like I don't do a lot of browns. I'm definitely more on the gray side of neutrals. And like this yarn, I have a shop in Madison, Wisconsin. She cannot keep this yarn in stock. Like she orders 20-30 skeins every order from me.
Wow.
And she just sells it right away. So it's one of my first colorways that I really felt good about coming out with. And it's stuck. So that's one of my favorites. And my favorite yarn base is probably 80/20 sock. I feel like it's a nice, sturdy, squishy, awesome fingering weight. So
lots of uses for that one too.
Yeah,
it's really versatile. So can you tell us a little bit more about what's coming up for your shop in the new year?
We have some super duper exciting things coming up next year. The first collection that we will be coming out with that'll be new is our Lady Gaga inspired yarns. So we're gonna do some across her albums. I feel like she is just an awesome inclusive artist. And she, she's a very kind person, it seems like, and she makes some really great music. So that, and just her aesthetic is so out there, so bold that like it's really translating easily towards the colors right now.
Yeah.
We did a Walt Disney World 50th anniversary Magic Kingdom collection, and that will be coming back for pre-order again here in January. Couple people missed it, or people want more, but that'll be coming back. We have the Golden Girls box coming out for Valentine's Day, because I figure what better way than celebrating friends in the month of February. You know, romantic relationships aside, I feel like friendships are just one of the most important things in our lives, and they're more consistent than, you know, at least in my past, any boyfriend ever was. So I really wanted to, instead of focusing on the traditional relationship, focus on our friends. And then July, this will be releasing in January. So I'll give you guys a little, you know, spoiler here. But our summer advent this year is going to be 31 days of Pokemons. And so
we have gamer kids, so good to know.
So it will have 31 different Pokemons, and what we're trying that's a little bit different on this one that I think is really going to be cool is that we are going to have an addition that you can add a matching stitch marker for every day of the box of the Pokemon represented. So I've got a lot of drawing coming up on my plate to get those done, but
that's a lot.
I think that's going to be fun. And then Halloween, probably my favorite holiday coming up next year. Another little spoiler for you, but we are doing 31 Days of Haunted America.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Focusing on different spots and objects of American origin here, haunted, cryptids, you know, just kind of that spooky aesthetic. It's going to be very moody and
I like moody. I mean, I don't like to be scared, but I like moody.
Yeah, I'm not a huge, like, I am not the like horror movie watcher in our house at all. Like I don't,
but I like moody colors.
Yeah. But that witchy, spooky, moody vibe, that is what that box is going to be. So
here's a question. Do you have like a newsletter, like how, or Instagram, like how would I know when pre-orders open for any of these fantastic things?
So following me on Instagram is probably the quickest and easiest. We are starting a newsletter that if you go on my
Anne's over like doing the side eye thing. She's over there doing it right now.
No, the newsletter has been on my list of things to get going the last couple months and just hasn't happened yet.
But Instagram is the way people can follow what's happening.
Yeah, Instagram's probably the best way of following what's new, what's happening. We are going to be introducing some new monthly clubs as well. January, it'll be open January 1st to the 3rd. We'll reopen spots in our current Disney club. We have a current Disney movie club. Every month it gets based off a different Disney movie. And you have your choice of yarn. You can do stitch markers, you can do needle minders, or cross stitch fabric in either Even Weave or Ada. And we're going to be opening a Court of Thorns and Roses also January 1st through 3rd for yarn either in DK or sock weight, and also cross stitch fabric. So
that's a lot.
I don't like sleep apparently. So it's overrated. So
buy it now before Emily crashes and burns. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. That's fantastic. That's a lot. That's a lot of, I mean, that all of the things you listed off appeal to a huge audience. That's great.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah.
Wonderful.
We try to come up with things to hit all aspects of fandoms around here, not just sticking with, you know, only my personal ones, but every couple of months I'll put out a feeler. What are you guys wanting to see on Instagram, and get responses? And honestly, like, it gives me ideas I would have never thought of.
Right.
And it introduces me to a lot of new fandoms too, because I want to know what people are passionate about and why. So I feel like it's kind of neat because it's helped me discover things that maybe I wouldn't have been exposed to originally.
Right.
So people can find you're on Instagram, obviously, but they can find your shop. Your shop is on Etsy, correct?
We actually got a direct website.
Okay.
Sorry, I have a cat trying to come over here.
That's right.
So we have a direct website we opened up in September at fangirlfibers.com. That is where everything primarily will get listed first. There are some things that only go to that website.
Okay.
This next year, boxes will be one of them. They will be going directly to that website. Etsy, as great as the platform is, wants you to be shipping quickly. And unfortunately, with the time for planning for Advents,
well, right,
doesn't work out that well because they are such an intensive process.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I think kits like that, monthly boxes, mini skein kits like that are definitely labor intensive for sure.
yeah. It
And
just,
especially if you're doing pre-orders. Yeah.
right. And there's not really a great way of not doing pre-orders for those.
Right.
For, we always try to do some extras. I just posted all my extra Christmas ones last night. That are coming out and for the holidays. And we sold through most of those because
overnight.
Well, yeah, and people find you later, or they, budgets change, or just all of a sudden, still as what I feel like as a newer maker, people aren't as used to your stuff yet, so they're kind of waiting to see what other people, and that's like, oh man, I really wish I would have bought this. So we try to always do some extras for people that
that's awesome. That's great.
Make sure no one's missing out.
So I'll put all your links down below in the video description, and your Instagram, people can follow you there. And
awesome.
Okay. Thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Emily, it's great to meet you. Thank you.
Great to meet both of you as well.